Welcome to Quail House. Today we have a fireplace makeover for you, but first let me give you a little backstory. So in October 2020, we left our house in Bentonville, Arkansas and bought this beautiful farmhouse on 5.5 acres. We have been fixing up every part of this house, room by room, project by project. And in the meantime, we added a few animals. Don't worry, they warmed up to us. We also added 2 adorable puppies. And now that you're all caught up, let's get to the project. Now I want to show you what it looked like before. We have done a lot of work. We've added shiplap, painted the cabinets, and we tore out the old tile on the fireplace. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. I'm so excited for the new fireplace! So the first thing you want to do is cut the backerboard to the size of your fireplace. This will go under your tile and give it something to stick to. Sometimes you gotta get your elbow grease in and like really break it apart. So he just scored it and now he's gonna break it. Look at that. So after your whole fireplace is covered in backerboard, you want to measure again for the tile. Now, always remember, measure twice, cut once. Now, a little tip here. I always like to lay out all my tiles on the floor, okay? Because a lot of times when you're working with ceramic tile especially, they'll have tiles that are the exact same. If you have some sort of pattern like mine does, it's sort of like made to look like marble, but it's not actually marble. And so what you'll see is some of the tiles will be the identical same. So you wouldn't want them to be sitting right next to each other. That would look kind of funny, right? So anyway, you want to pick like where you want each one. And I feel like it makes a difference and it's a really important step. And sometimes there's a lot of variation in the tile too. Like if you have white tile, some of them might look off-white, some of them might look a little grayer. And so you really do want to lay them all out. Let's get started on the cutting. Don't let cutting intimidate you. It's really easy. You just buy a simple saw, we'll link it below, and you cut to the measurement that you need. Bill just likes to lay them out first. He doesn't actually glue them down until he gets them all laid out and matched up perfectly with the spacers. Just makes it go a little bit quicker. Our buddies always seem to show up when we do a project outside. So say hi to Rosie, Rex, and Bella. So now you're gonna mix your mastic, which is the adhesive that helps the tile stick to the backerboard. So we kind of do like a homemade, like add a little water, add a little mastic until we get the consistency we like. But if you're worried about that, just follow the measurements on the back of the bag and you should be fine. I like to get it the consistency of like a frosting. Another tip is to buy this tool. It attaches to your drill and then you don't have to mix it by hand. It's awesome. So I'll link that in the description below. Next, you're gonna spread the mastic on the back of the tile with this little trowel, and you just scrape the mastic onto the backerboard before you put the tile on. You can also do it on the back of the tile, whichever you prefer, but those lines that it makes are really important. It helps the tile have something to stick to. And so you'll see Bill, he'll go from top to bottom and side to side in different lines until he lays it out in a way that he feels like is gonna make the tile stick.
Red line on the tile, and I made a little pencil line on the wood so I know right where the direct center is.
We like to add in 1/16 of an inch spacers. I like my lines really, really skinny, and I think that's the smallest you can find. So you can see how clean the lines are. It's lined up pretty much perfectly. What do you think, Rex? Huh? All right, a very important tip. Always start your tile project from the floor up. We have learned from experience, if you start laying your tile out and you start gluing on the tiles at the top, they will all start to like and slide down. and it can be a big mess and it's very stressful. So if you start at the bottom and you start on the floor of the fireplace and then you do the next ones on the wall and like let them sit and then do the next ones, and you kind of work your way up, as they set, they give each other something to support the other one. Or the next one. And so anyway, always start from the bottom up. It's just a tip we've learned, and save yourself the headache.
If you have any little weird cuts, you can use a little Dremel tool like this one.
Sometimes you have a little lip and you've got to put a little sliver of a piece. So that's what we're doing here. Now that you finish your tile, you want to let it sit for like 1 to 2 days. So you get to take a little break from your tile project, relax, go back to life as normal. The last and final step is grout. We like to personally buy the pre-made mixed grout. So you can buy grout that you mix very much like the mastic. You add a little product, you add a little water, you mix it up.
Either one works great, and then you just take the grout and wipe it in between all the lines of the tile.
And then you wipe it off with a sponge. And if you want to go the extra step, you can add some tile enhancer. It's like a spray, so after the grout would sit for like 24 hours, you can spray on a tile enhancer and just wipe it off. And it helps get rid of some of that cloudiness that sometimes comes from grouting tile.
All right, now that we've finished, let's check out the before and afters. Look how different this looks. We're so happy with how it turned out. Leave a comment below and let me know what your favorite part was.
When you make spaces come to life in your home, it just makes those everyday moments feel more beautiful. Like when you're just hanging out with your family and you look around the room and it looks so beautiful and you did it with your own hands and your family all helped. Like you just enjoy those little moments of watching a movie together. You know, when we sit by the fire and we hang out as a family, like it's just more beautiful because we updated our fireplace and it's ours and we put our stamp on it. And I just feel like there's some sort of correlation between projects in your house and the enjoyment that you have in your house. It just adds more joy, more fulfillment, more love, and it makes your house feel like a home.